Hi, welcome back to EMDR with Alice. On our last episode, we talked about utilizing a client's faith practice in the prep phases of EMDR therapy. Today is going to be adding on to that episode, so if you haven't watched it yet, go back and watch that episode. Again, it's the previous episode of how to utilize a client's faith practice in the prep phases of EMDR therapy. Today, we're just going to talk about some additional examples of resourcing that you can utilize in the prep phases of EMDR therapy. We're doing this again with the permission of the client to utilize their faith practice in the course of the clinical treatment. One of the ways that I like to incorporate this practice and begin teaching the concepts of present moment awareness with Christian clients is teaching a contemplative prayer practice. One particular way that I do this is teaching something that's called the release and receive prayer. It comes out of the Quaker tradition historically, but it simply is inviting the client to get settled and still and then become aware of what's in their present moment and just what comes into their awareness as they're sitting and just focusing on that present moment awareness. And as they become aware of what's present, they offer that as in a release format to God. And so we do this with some posturing. So we invite the clients to have their hands facing downwards, and they can do this sitting or kneeling. And then as they're, again, just saying, they say, I release. And then as they say, I release, they're just noticing what's in their present moment awareness. And then they state whatever it is that they're noticing. So it may be emotions, it may be body sensations, it may be thoughts. And I go over the instructions of this with the client before we do it. And then we practice it in the session. So it might look like, Lord, I release. And then it might be anxiety, tightness in my chest, feeling strange in my stomach, thoughts of not being good enough, criticism about my hair, just whatever it seems that comes up for the client in their present moment awareness. They continue to name it and release it and just say, I release, and then say whatever it is that's in their awareness. And they'll just do that until it seems like what's coming up in their present moment awareness seems to kind of slow down. Once that slow down process happens, we invite them to turn their hands face up. And then they say, Lord, I receive. And then again, it's present moment awareness. So it might be, I receive grace. I receive hope for my future. I receive love and kindness. So whatever it is that comes up into their present moment, just offering that they say, I receive, and then whatever that is that they're receiving. And again, they'll do that as long as it feels like there's something there. Or it seems to slow down, and then I invite them to offer just a gratitude and then amen to kind of close out that prayer time. You can see how this sets them up for beginning to recognize how to be present with what's here in the present moment and name it or be aware of it and say it, which is going to be really helpful when we get to the later phases of EMDR when we're inviting them to notice that and go with that. So this is just another simple tool that you can teach clients in the prep phases, along with some other contemplative prayer practices that are present moment awareness focused that you can also find on my website under client resources. We look forward to talking to you more in the future. Our next episode, we're going to talk about working with blocking beliefs with the Christian client that may show up in our early prep phases.